This conference will now be recorded.
All right, so recorder is up and running. Today is November 6th. We are finally it's the day of the midterm. So based off the pre-market so far, it's looking like things are going to be a little slow. Pretty much almost like what we saw yesterday, but we got a few things moving out there that we could talk about. So first thing I'm looking at this morning is NIO. So as of right now, it's pulling back. And you got to understand these cheaper stocks, when they do make these moves really early, a lot of times we do see them kind of die for the rest of the day. But the one thing about this is that coming back up to that 750 level, we did have some really good buying, not only at 750, but also underneath that 750. So you can see this big burst of prints that came in over here, and then an even bigger burst of pretty much between that 44 and 47 level. So there's certainly buying up here at the 750. Like I said, my only problem here is just the fact that these cheaper stocks, a lot of the time you do see them kind of die out a little bit once the market does open. But once again, there are prints there. So I am going to be looking for, after this pull up, if we do get a trigger back to above 750. But the main thing in this is it has to trigger in order for us to get any indication that we're really going to see it moving back over there. And then obviously based off that amount of prints that we have, our price target is going to be in that $8 range. All right, other than that, we really mostly everyday stocks. So we'll go over the scanner in a minute, but a few things that we could talk about. First of all is going to be AMD. So AMD yesterday had some ask prints that came in at the 20 level. It hit it a bunch of times. Not shocked to see it pull back overnight, but looks like we're coming back up towards that 20. Remember, it's got a whole story going on. So really what we're looking for is we're looking for a pullback underneath that 19, where we have that selling at 19 before we would end up going up above 20. 20 is going to act as a pretty big resistance point. We can see that from what happened in the aftermarket yesterday. SQ up overnight, but yesterday, if we recall, at that 74 level, we definitely had a whole bunch of selling. We did get buying at 75, so that did come in. So jumping up after kind of pulling back a little bit, about that 50 cents isn't shocking whatsoever, but it certainly has more selling underneath that we're going to have to satisfy towards that downside. If you look this morning, we got a few prints that came in at that 76 level. Twitter, same deal. Based off of yesterday, we do have selling at that 33.50. Not a huge amount. There was one time it had one print, and then one time it had a few different prints. AMD going to give up the whole after hours move down. Well, yeah, it certainly seems like that. But really, what it was doing was pulling back from that buying. But based off Twitter did have two bursts. So it hit that 34.51 at one time. It had one print, and then another time I think it had like three prints. But really what I liked was that big selling that we saw right above that 33.50. I think it was 33.57, I think it was. But it was maybe 6 or 7 prints that came in. So that guy's still got to make their money. Even though it wasn't really controlling prints, it followed the few controlling prints that we did get there. So I'm still expecting a lot more. Not a lot more, but expecting more of a down move in Twitter before we end up seeing it go up based, to that 35. That buying that we have sitting there at that 35. All right, so let's take a look at what we got going on the scanners. But like I said, I don't really see too much going on out there. It's pretty bleak. So CBON looks like either a buy or just actually basically just one big print coming out. Absolutely no trading really going on. RGLS, 356,000 shares, but it jumped up on nothing and it's just kind of floating back down. Tops, nice jump, but I just don't really see anything there, to be completely honest. I mean, we have a few prints that came in at that 2 level, but not anything crazy. With this cheap of a stock, would really expect to see a lot more, especially based off the orders. The orders aren't that thin, especially for a pre-market. So we'll see what comes up at that 2 level if we get more new buying coming in, but I'm going to put it on our side list. I just don't really expect too much out of it. But that's typically what we end up seeing is just, a little bit of a move, and then it really kind of just dies out. You can see that right here on that daily where what the range usually looks like. On average, trades 12 cents, so just not much going on there. Coming back, SRNE, we have 134,000 shares, but absolutely nothing going on here. INUV, absolutely nothing. MYL, 149,000 shares. I haven't seen this pop up in a while, but you can see it's just not really doing anything. NIO, and we already know about NIO. How do you spot the difference between delayed moves to market maker prints? Like Twitter said to 36 versus wait your turn moves like AMD to 20. So AMD 20 needs to wait to satisfy 19. It's where the dominant market maker is. We went over that a little bit in last Traders Exchange. Remember that we have the Traders Exchange today. I'm going to go over that at the end, but great question for Traders Exchange. We'll go over basically it comes down to the dominant market maker. Okay, who's showing us they're gonna make more money? Because it's just logical that the stock is going to move to the shorter amount before it moves the bigger amount. All right. But going back over to our losers list, it's just pretty much the same deal. It's really going to be our everyday stocks, NIO, and tops from what it looks like. It's just not much going on out there. And like I said, based off of the fact that we have the midterms coming today, I don't really expect a ton out of today. So what you're going to have to show is find that high percentage trade and make sure you have patience. There's no reason to rush anything. The trades will be there. We will get find our trades. It's just a matter of letting them present themselves instead of trying to jump into anything. So as I just said, remember we have Traders Exchange today at 12:30. Let's make sure we are submitting our questions and topics. I would just start drinking. And most importantly, class starts today. So I will be sending out that link shortly to everyone that is enrolled. We are going to be starting at 10 a.m. All right, guys. So I will see everyone in the chat room. Then I'll see a lot of you in class. And other than that, happy trading.